There is a history to our bodies, Theodore Roosevelt's and mine. Roosevelt wasn't always hale, hearty, and rugged. He started off a weaker child who had terrible asthma. The asthma meant that he was kept inside a lot and out of school. He had to be carried off, often at a moment's notice, to open-aired places where he could breathe. Once, at 14, he met up with other boys his age, and he was bullied because he projected, he said, this aura of being a victim. He decided that he would never feel that helpless again. With his father's approval, he learned to box. His father also set up a gym for him in the upper floor of their house. His father said that Teddy would be responsible for, quote, building his own body. When I think about that phrase, it reminds me of when I was a teen watching Nights and Nights of the $6 Million Man. The TV show that had an astronaut who crashes, breaks his body up, and the doctors rebuild him. In fact, the whole opening credits had a voiceover of the doctors. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him better than he was before, faster, stronger. I bought his lunchbox and a Steve Austin 10-inch doll. Enduring so much ridicule from my brothers, I eventually hid the doll away under my bed. I imagine I had mixed reasons for watching the show, yes, because Steve had his body rebuilt and because that body was a handsome, rugged, hairy astronaut. He never made fun of weaker people, and everyone was weaker than he was. He was the kind of man I wanted to be. Sometimes at night, I wished I could have a team of doctors rebuild me until I was him, Roy Austin. But first, I'd have to crash a shuttle somewhere. I imagine young Teddy Roosevelt in his gym rebuilding himself, becoming faster and stronger, not through technology, but through sheer force of will. He wants to be a bigger, better, stronger man. He learns to box and wrestle. His father encourages him at every step. You know, when we talk about TR's dad, we point to that huge, stern-looking, bearded man in the massive painting that overshadows the library. We tell people that Roosevelt said that his father was, quote, the only man of whom I was ever really afraid. This makes people smile, but it often gives the impression that his father was a stern disciplinarian, someone of whom to be afraid. But that statement TR makes about his dad is followed right up with, and we adored him. Their dad is a central, loving figure in their lives, encouraging and trying to help them tap into their potential. He sees who Theodore can be. The picture is so big in the library because of the huge, powerful, positive force he was in TR's life. His father helps TR transform that body. He overcomes his asthma. He boxes at Harvard, not really winning anything, but good enough to be a sparring partner for those who do go on and win. This health and vitality, this vigor of life brings him happiness and makes him a man unafraid to push his own limits. I loved this man for who he was, for what he represented, yes, but also because, like him, I started out so weak. This is the history of my body. I was a skinny, underweight kid, afraid to work, to sweat, to compete, because I had 3 brothers who were always stronger, faster, and better than I was. Competing with them, I'd always get hurt. When I saw I couldn't compete in that physical realm, I put all my money on learning. I became a reader, a thinker, an analyzer, an interpreter, someone who talks about great deeds that other people do, but not someone who did them. My father was a decorated officer in the Navy. My brothers became officers in the Navy. Each one stepped up to his duty, to my father's beaming smile, and became a naval officer. They made him proud. He would always introduce us as my 3 fine sons who followed their father's footsteps, and Roy, our little historian. Then he would laugh and say, well, we have to have someone who'll write all about our great adventures. I did end up in uniform, not the Navy, but the National Park Service. I protected our country, specifically the forests, rivers, lakes, mountainscapes, and culture, also our country. My father liked the uniform. He had a picture taken with all his sons in uniform, and in that picture, at least, he's beaming. And one night, Steve Austin himself appeared in my room in his orange astronaut jumpsuit. He knelt down over my bed, blocking out the room, sending warmth all over my face, and kissed me. I was surprised. I didn't know what to think about myself. He brought his face up, smiled, and looked over my shoulder. "I have to go," he said. "Some people I have to save." He winked. I remember how the kiss felt after the dream, even now, and it became the kiss I would compare others to, especially when I didn't know I was gay, and girls kissed me. Was it as good as Steve Austin, I would think. But I never told anyone about that dream, certainly not my brothers. I left the Steve Austin doll far behind me in some stuffy box-filled closet somewhere. My family tells me a man joins the service. Theodore Roosevelt says to me, this is the way to be a man, to work out, to work hard, to hunt, explore, to be an outdoorsman, to never stay still. Steve Austin whispers to me, we can rebuild you. We have the technology, we can make you faster, stronger, a better man than before. Sometimes I believe him. My body says to me, believe in that kiss more. Whatever man you become, if it doesn't include that kiss, it's not worth the rebuilding. Thank you.